Well, here it is, again, during the daytime. It's the weekend, my kids aren't here, so I am making a video. Today, we're talking about top 10 new releases. All of them are affordable. Some of them are on the cusp of not being affordable, but most of these are affordable and they are awesome. So let's start with my list of the new releases that you need to check out. Over the past week, there has been a storm of new watches, and some of them are really cool. One of them that I think a lot of people are excited about is a new PRX. Well, there's actually two new PRXs. We'll talk about the first one and probably the most popular. It is a full Damascus steel PRX. Yes, this is actually getting a Damascus steel case and dial. This comes on a strap, and it is a new size as well. Both of these watches, the new titanium version and the new Damascus steel, are coming in at 38 millimeters. So this is a new size for the PRX. They're also making a third model, which is basically their standard blue dial. Both of these new watches, well, all three of these new watches are all getting a Powermatic 80 as well, sapphire crystal. And of course, you could see that movement from the back. The back does get a K1 mineral crystal. I do want to mention that on the PRX. So the Damascus steel version is the most expensive. It comes in just under $1,200 at $1,175. Then there is an all titanium version. So this is getting a grade 2 titanium case and bracelet. It gets a titanium colored dial. I cannot find information on if this is actually a titanium dial. I believe it is not. So I believe this is a standard dial that you would find on any other PRX. However, you are getting a grade 2 titanium bracelet and case. Again, you're getting the Powermatic 80 in this watch. You could see it from the back, and you are getting a sapphire crystal. This one is in 38 millimeters and comes in at $998. And then finally, of course, that blue dial, which looks very standard compared to the other two models that I just mentioned. This is also in titanium, but also 38 millimeters, same price as that titanium model because you are getting that titanium bracelet and case, so $995. Timex, I almost cannot keep up with the number of Timex that are being released. They just released another field watch. This one is more 70s inspired. You're getting a little bit of a barrel case. It's either available on a stainless steel bracelet with a stainless steel case or a case that is blackened. So I believe this is a PVD coating, not a DLC coating, but that is actually pretty good considering the price. You are getting a very straightforward dial and an automatic movement inside. The movement inside this is an 8 series Miyota movement. You are getting a sapphire crystal on these, and they come in under $300. If you want that black coated case, it's $299. Both of them are in 39 millimeters. If you want it on the bracelet, it's just a little bit more expensive. That is $329. You're getting 50 meters of water resistance, and these are called the Capstone. So these are automatic field watches, brand new from Timex. Speaking of Timex, Timex have made a number of watches in collaboration with the James brand, which is a brand that makes knives and other EDC. They've come out with a stainless steel version of their collaboration watch. Now, I believe they've collaborated on 3 or 4 watches. Every single one of those have been in grade 5 titanium. This one is now in stainless steel. However, you are getting a carbon fiber dial. This is still powered by the Miyota 9075, a very popular movement now. When this first came out, it wasn't as popular. Now a lot more watches feature this movement, and a lot more affordable watches feature this movement. This is still well priced though. I will say this is $749. I think it's a really good looking watch. They've always been very good looking, and this gets 200 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal, a true or traveler GMT function. You get to see the movement from the back, which is a sapphire crystal as well, and I believe you get a strap and the bracelet in this package. Carbon fiber dial, pretty cool package for $749 considering the movement and all the other things that it comes with. These are really good looking watches, and I think they're well priced. The last Timex on this list, and the most expensive Timex on this list, coming in at $1,450, is in their new Atelier collection. So they've made a number of watches in this Atelier collection, and this is a new GMT that is designed by Giorgio Galli. It is getting a skeletonized stainless steel case, the same one that you're getting on the dive watch that just came out a few weeks ago. 100 meters of water resistance. It gets that easy, toolless, removable bracelet, so the bracelet links are very easy to remove. You're getting quick release on this bracelet. It's a really beautiful bracelet for the price. You're getting a very high boxed sapphire crystal that distorts the dial a lot. You're getting a Swiss-made Landerden 24-hour GMT automatic movement inside. Landerden is a movement manufacturer that is located in Switzerland, so technically this is a Swiss-made movement. It competes with the likes of Sellita and Etta, so it is on the same plane as a 2824. However, this is a GMT version. You're getting applied indices, a black dial, and these are actually very good looking watches. I've seen this in hand at the recent Wind Up watch fair here in New York. I really love this watch. $1,450 is on the more expensive side for a Timex. Let's see what they come out with next. I am really loving this Atelier collection from Timex. One of the lesser affordable watches on this list is the new Christopher Ward C1 Jump Hour. This is the Mark V, so this is the 5th iteration of their jump hour watch. It has their in-house module that they have used only with Fears in the past. Any watches that you've seen that are jump hours that Fears makes is actually made by Christopher Ward. This looks a lot like the Fears watches, however, you're getting a more traditional light catcher case. This gets a sapphire dial. In the center, it's metallic. However, the outer portion of the dial is entirely made of sapphire. That ring, that is the hour ring that is below, is fully loomed. So when you charge this in the sun, all of the hours will be loomed, which is very different from any other jump hour that I have seen. So in the dark, when the hour jumps, the next hour will be loomed. You are also getting a sapphire hand on this watch, which is very different from Christopher Ward, something that they haven't done in the past. It's almost like a sculpted piece of metal holding a piece of sapphire, a dagger of sapphire that is loomed on the end. Really beautiful watch, very Art Deco. The price on this is around $3,000. I made a full hands-on video for this watch, so definitely check out that video if you're interested. I'll put a card up above. Another watch that I just recently got hands on is the new Strato-timer from Jack Mason, now in full titanium. They are dubbing this the Diver GMT because this does get 200 meters of water resistance, just like previous Strato-timers. However, they are putting a dive style bezel on this watch. It's still powered by the Miyota 9075. However, you cannot see the movement from the back. It is getting a titanium case, titanium bracelet, titanium bezel with a ceramic insert. The one I have is all blue, so you're getting a blue ceramic bezel, blue dial. It's called Cobalt, and there's some orange accents on there. Very good looking watch, all titanium. So the titanium bracelet, case, crown, bezel, case back, all of that gets an extra hard coating as well. These are regulated by Jack Mason in Texas, and they are assembled in the United States. Price on these are $1,399. A very good looking watch and a really well made watch. If you like the Strato-timer, you're gonna love it in titanium. Next is a watch that I missed. This has already sold out, but I wanted to talk about it here. They are selling on the aftermarket for already around double what they were selling for originally. It's a Casio, and it's in collaboration with Back to the Future, specifically a DeLorean themed calculator watch for the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future so much. I just recently took my kids to go see it in the movie theaters because they have re-released it there. And I really love the movie and I really wanted this watch. Unfortunately, it sold out so quickly. If you ever pay attention to the movie, Marty McFly wears a calculator watch in that movie. He wears an all black version. I believe that is a resin case with a resin bracelet. This one is in stainless steel. So you're getting a stainless steel case and a stainless steel bracelet. It's taking inspiration from the DeLorean, like I was saying. So at the top of the dial, it says out of time since 1985. So that's when the movie came out. It's an 80s themed ripstop pattern behind that. For the buttons, they theme them to look like the clock gauges from the DeLorean when Marty McFly and Doc Brown go in to set the dates, the 3 different dates on the dashboard of the DeLorean. So they are set to look like those. It's very, very customized. It looks really cool. And then on the back, it's a custom case back with a flux capacitor. You can't get better than that. And then on the clasp, it just says Back to the Future in the Back to the Future script, which looks fantastic. It comes in a VHS cassette package. So it looks like, you know, a 1980s VHS tape. And inside, of course, is your watch. Price on this at retail is $120. They're already selling for around $300 on places like eBay. I have to tell you, I might end up biting into this and paying the hype price because I absolutely want one, and I am so depressed I wasn't able to buy one. The next watch is a watch from Awake Watches. It's actually a trio of watches. I love the dials that they are making. I love the package that they're putting it in. These are somewhat affordable watches, but they look a lot more expensive than they actually are, and that is a very good thing in my opinion. These are very special dials. They're calling them fragmented lacquer dials. So essentially what they are doing is putting a base of black lacquer on the dial, and then they use fragments of mother of pearl. And there are 3 different versions. So there's a green version which uses the smallest pieces of these fragments, and they are very clustered together. So almost the entire dial is a green mother of pearl looking fragmented dial. It's the only way I could really explain it. Then there is a blue version which is slightly larger. So those pieces of fragmented mother of pearl are slightly larger. You're getting a little bit of blue, you're getting a little bit of black, you're getting a lot of mother of pearl here as well. And then there is a purple version, which gives you the largest pieces. So there's a black void behind it and these larger pieces of mother of pearl. It looks fantastic. These are 39 millimeters. They're limited to 100 pieces each, and they are powered by a Le Jeux Perret movement, which you guys know I love. I think these are fantastic watches. Price on these are around $3,000. These are handmade dials that are very difficult to make and really beautiful. I think for that price, not that bad. Last but not least, and a watch that I think I will have in my collection. And on my paper right here, I'm looking down and it says, watch out Grand Seiko. That's what I wrote when I got this watch in hand. This is the new Longines Ultra-Chron Classic. So this means this is a high beat automatic. This gets a silver dial with a crosshair. It has beautiful applied indices and a very straightforward design, an extremely clean look, and the bracelet, case, everything here is beautifully finished. It's such a clean look and such a clean design. The silver dial, the silver case, the silver bracelet, everything goes together so well. And that crosshair on the dial looks fantastic. You have the Ultra-Chron logo down at the 6 o'clock position. It's so nice. They're making this in 2 different sizes, 37 millimeters and 40 millimeters. I have the 40 millimeter on hand to show you guys, but I think it could be the 37 millimeter version that is the best. I've seen the 37 millimeter version in person. I have the 40 millimeter in hand for review, so we will take a look at that watch. It runs on Longines exclusive L836.6 caliber, which is 5 Hertz. So this is a high beat automatic. It's also a certified chronometer. It's magnetic resistance in accordance to the ISO 764 standard. So that means when this watch is assembled, the timepiece goes through a 15-day period to ensure it could stand up to temperature variations and position changes. This is pretty cool, and it's really good looking, like I said. $3,900 on the strap, or on a stainless steel bracelet, it is $4,000. It is absolutely worth it to get this on the bracelet, because now these bracelets feature on the fly micro adjust. Very similar to what we have gotten from other Longines in the past. An absolutely gorgeous watch, and that 37 millimeter version, I think I will own that in my collection someday. And I do mean it. This is going to take on those who are looking at Grand Seiko but want to actually spend less money, want a high beat, and something that is very, very clean and really well designed. I love it. I fell in love with the moment I saw it, and I think it's just so cool. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. I've named around 10 watches in this video, around 11 watches, somewhere in that range. There are a lot of other new releases coming up every single day, and I continue to make these videos. Hopefully you find them useful or helpful or interesting. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting that bell icon. It is very helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. I'll catch you guys in the next video.